Welcome back to the show. Tonight we're talking about business startup, giving you like a starter pack, as it were, how to start your business in the city of Dubai. So our guest today, yes indeed, he's a wonderful man. He's the CEO of Creative Zone, a leading business startup consultancy in the UAE. They've helped over 46,000 businesses to date, making it the pivotal player when it comes to SMEs and startups in this region. Please welcome to the sofa, Mr. Luijckx. Lorenzo.
Thank you, Lane.
Good to see you again.
Such a pleasure.
Man. I know, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling? Looking splendid.
Thank you so much.
So we've known each other for years.
Indeed.
You've been here for years.
Yeah.
The evolution of this city is just going from, like, it's moving so fast.
Indeed.
How have you seen the different startup, how easy it is to set up a business now?
We've gone a long way, and when I say we, I mean the city in terms of the whole infrastructure, not us as a company, as a corporate service provider, that we play an important role, but I think the whole city has really aligned itself into doing everything possible to making it easier and more efficient for people to come and start their lives here, set up a business, get their set up with their visas, their family visas. It's an incredible joint initiative with government authorities, the private sector, that all have one common goal, which is to attract people to come to the city and to set up their businesses and their lives here.
So have you seen it evolve? Like obviously from paper to now digital and tech and all of that.
And we are sort of pushed by the government themselves. Like they launched several portals and platforms where they're encouraging everything to go digital. So nowadays you can basically get a trade license within 20-25 minutes in some of the different free zones, even within the mainland. So digital is the word of the game at the moment. We've gone paperless. Everything is on portals, on ERPs. We have our own ERP system. We have our own app. The process has become a little bit more complex. There's more regulation at the moment. So, you know, the UAE has done great work in aligning itself to the international sort of framework on how things are done in regards to AML policies, anti-money laundering, and that included further steps that one need to make when incorporating a business. This 6, 7, 10 years ago wasn't the case, but now Dubai and the UAE is really a pioneer when it comes to these elements.
Lorenzo, I have to jump in here, because one thing that I felt when I was setting up my business was really overwhelmed with, oh my goodness, I have to do A, B, C. It's quite overwhelming for someone who's very much new to the scene. So let's go back to the basics. If someone is looking to set up their business here in Dubai, in the UAE, what is the first step that they should take?
Yeah, it's a very good question that you're putting forward, because this is how a lot of the newcomers to the city feel at the beginning of things. There's about 54 operating free zones in the country. So for an investor or for a new business owner to decide where to go, what's the right license for me, what's the right activity that best aligns to the type of business that I want to do, what's the best activity that aligns best with the banks that I want to open bank accounts with. There's a lot of little things that one needs to know, and this is where companies like us, corporate service providers, come in and really take, you know, clients through this journey of advising people, because as Mary Christine was saying at the beginning, you know, there's a lot of mistakes that one can take at the beginning of things, and if you don't set up the right license, the right activity, the right framework in terms of your company in regards to paperwork and shareholder agreements, if you, you know, going back on those 5, 6, 7 years later and realizing you got the wrong structure, it could be quite painful.
Lorenzo, what about international companies that are looking to come to Dubai? Do you feel like it's easier today than it was before?
Definitely, and there's several initiatives set out by the government. Under the State Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, there's a specific department called Next Gen FDI that us as a company, Creative Zones, we're a partner. They're basically rolling out the red carpet for international companies that are looking to set up themselves in the UAE, and they say, wait a minute, how can we help these people even further? And they connect you with companies like us and the different free zones and the different departments within the government, and everybody adds a little value to that new company to say, how can we get them to come through the door? And this is unheard of. I've never seen this such treatment to anywhere in the world where companies are encouraged but also supported in this fashion.
Do you see a lot of companies coming actually to the UAE, like international companies like you guys were talking right now, coming to the UAE to have a base here as well?
Absolutely. The good thing about UAE is not only this place that is portrayed as a low tax jurisdiction. I was reading a really nice interview by a government official the other day. I think even if we were to put ourselves to par with European markets, people still will want to come here.
Yeah.
I mean, Dubai has that attractiveness. It's not about low taxes. It's about what this city has to offer, which is incredible connectivity, a place where it's work, live, and play all in one environment. After COVID, we all learned that we can, operate in this virtual, remote way of life, but we want a place that I can enjoy all of this.
Sure.
The big cities of London and Paris, they're great, but they lack some other things. People want to now work, they want to enjoy, they want to have sunshine, they want to have the beach, 100 meters from where they work. And these are the things that we value nowadays on how we want to live. And Dubai ticks all those boxes. So it's not about taxes. It's really about what this place has really to offer.
So Lorenzo, as the CEO of Creator Zone, why would I come to you? Give me your best sales pitch, man. Why should I come to you?
It's quite cumbersome, the whole structure of setting up a business, and you going in blindly without really understanding, and it's true there's a lot of the free zones that are out there, but they're all of course selling themselves to what suits best what they have to offer. But many people don't understand that, for example, for you to operate your business, it's better that you set up a holding entity that owns the operating business that you have, and you can potentially put other assets under this under this holding entity. Now, one of the free zones is not going to tell you that because they're not selling a holding entity, right? They're just going to sell you a quick thing. So we look at the full picture of what this individual requires in terms of visas, in terms of where they're going to be operating from, in terms of other value-added partners that we can help you with. We also help connecting investors with one another. We have a program called the Startup Circle that we do events every month. We bring the startup community together. So we try to contribute in many aspects. We call ourselves, our slogan says, because business setup is just the beginning. We don't just help with setting up your business. Nowadays, there's a lot of regulation related to, for example, corporate tax. We have a team of 75 people only dedicated to tax and accounting. We provide legal support. We provide media and marketing support. We provide recruitment and HR solutions. You're coming here, you're setting up a business, you don't know the law about HR, and right? So we give you all these tools. We give you all these manuals. So you're setting up a business, you're getting a trade license, but you don't know that there's another 30, 40 things that can help. Right.
Sold, Lorenzo. Yeah. Okay, I'll sign up with Creator Zone, okay? It worked. I have to ask you, okay, anyone listening and watching right now, they want to set up here in Dubai, just the top 3 things that they need to think about and consider when setting up their company.
I would say first, choose the right jurisdiction, whether you're setting up in the free zone or in the mainland. The biggest distinction is if you're going to be doing business within the UAE, operating with UAE clients, UAE-based people, UAE-based organizations, set yourself in the mainland. If you're going to have a bit of an international business where your clients are all over the world, a free zone could be suited for you. Nowadays, there's these concepts of designated free zones that also allow for 0% corporate tax if you are operating 100% globally and not doing any business within the UAE. So these are things that people don't know, right? So I would say number 1 is choose the right jurisdiction. Number 2, plan yourself properly. At the beginning, like anything else in life, this takes a little bit of time. Dubai is no exception. Things are not going to happen within overnight. Plan your financials. I see a lot of people coming and within 3-4 months, they're realizing that their cash flow is not hitting the way that they thought it would. So, plan yourself properly. And third, I would say, use Dubai as a regional hub of the business that you want to do. Dubai is great for connecting you with the rest of the GCC, with Saudi Arabia, with Oman, with Bahrain, with so many great nations around us, potential markets in Africa, don't just focus in the UAE, because at the end of the day, we're still a young country. We're a small country when it comes to the market audience. But if you think regionally, then you have 10 times a bigger market.
Yeah, I love that, Lorenzo. So beneficial having you here on the show. So I want to thank you so much for your time, and hope to have you back very soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.